see if it's happening.
Welcome, everybody, to All Stars and Stripes Heroes Connection. This is a networking group for military veterans, first responders, their families, advocates, or anybody who wants to support us or do business-to-business networking with us. So you don't have to be a veteran or in the military to be here, but everyone is welcome. So for the next 57 minutes, I believe it is now, 56 minutes, we start each meeting with a moment of silence after this slide. And then we have the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem. We talk a little bit about what the scuttlebutt.club is and how to invite people and sign up to be a spotlight speaker. Then we'll have everyone give their business brief and a chat. Then we have our hero highlight, which I don't have one for today unless, Mike, you might have something you can share with us. We'll leave that in your department. And then we have our spotlight speaker, which is Mike. And we end with an inspirational thought and announcements and reminders. And so don't miss the announcements and reminders today, because kind of have a big announcement about next week. Let's start with a moment of silence. Okay, and if you're able to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did y'all hear the guy talking? Okay, good. All right, let me know if you don't hear this. Near and dear to my heart, Marine Corps.
Well, I'll have to figure out what I've done wrong, because this is the second week in a row I couldn't hear it.
Everybody else could hear it though. I saw a thumbs up. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. All right, so if you go to, which I'm going to put the link in the chat, it's not the scuttlebutt.club right now, although I think that still does to the old page that I have, but pretty soon that's not going to be there anymore. But if you go to my website, to the very end of my website, that's where the page is for being able to get to the Zoom registration link, to all of the social media, the YouTube channel, all of that. And you can share that with people to give them an idea of what our meeting agenda is like. And there's also a spotlight speaker form I'd like everybody to get a chance to speak at least once here for us. And then also there's a place where you can schedule a one-to-one with me. And if you have questions about being a spotlight speaker, we can talk about that and also just get to know one another. So this is when we do our business briefs, and I turn it over to co-host our Ryan Crest of the group, our MC, Miss Terry Moore, our co-host. So Terry, why don't you explain to everybody how we do our business briefs?
Absolutely. Thank you, Angela. So what we're going to do is you're going to say who you are, what you do, and how we can help you today by offering you some referrals. You'll have 60 seconds. And if you hear that, Papa John, can you put that timer up for us, please? If you do go over, you will hear the music. So that means just kind of please wrap it up. All right. So I'm going to start with the women. And I'm going to start with Candace first.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see everybody. My name is Candace Hall with KLH Benefits. I am a licensed health and life agent, and I help people navigate the crazy world of Medicare. So I help with education and enrollment. And if you know anybody that is going to be retiring soon, has questions about not only Medicare, but health insurance in general, I'm happy to look at their plan, review their options, and just kind of guide them to the best option for them. I like to partner with doctors, pharmacies, and financial advisors, along with HR people that will be having people retiring at their employment. So Candace Hall with KLH Benefits.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, also, please make sure that you're using the entire time up because we want to help serve you the best way we can. Mary Ann, let's go with you next. And then we'll go with Sherry.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. So Mary Ann Guinea here. You know, all products, all brands, all stores are not the same. Everybody provides value. They provide value in different ways. Knowing what's important to you, what your priorities are, and how much you can trust a company matters. I'm with Melaleuca.com. And we were recently provided USA Today actually named us one of America's most trusted brands and one of America's best online stores. That says a lot. And our 96% customer retention rate, we serve over 2.5 million families a month. And in the last 90 days, we've added 63,000 new members to our company. Wow. When you're looking for value, when you're looking for pricing, and you're looking for effectiveness, come and talk to us. Happy to share what we have and all of the new supplements and products that we've now introduced.
All righty. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go with Sherry. Sherry, is this your first time with us?
No.
I may have not been here. I've been absent a couple times.
That's okay. No, that's fine. If I can get my husband to stop moving furniture, it would be nice. So, well, we have window cleaners coming right now, so he's like trying to get the windows organized. Anyway, I have a publishing company, and my connection to the service is my husband was in the service for 14 years, and so I feel like I was in the service too for 14 years. But at this point now, I have a publishing company, and I publish books. Publish about 700 books. Right now, we're publishing about 4 a month, and we have book marketing websites. So any authors or potential authors or people who need marketing, send them to me.
Thank you. I was waiting for the music to stop. All right, Miss Mary Gant, you're up.
Hey, hi everyone. So Saturday, Forever hosted a genealogy event, and a couple of the Forever ambassadors that do a lot of genealogy work were kind of leading the discussion. And parts of the discussion was on during the wars, how cities changed names, not just they were in a different country territory, but the country then also changed the name of the city. And also some of the military records from World War II have been lost. And so they were kind of talking more about ways of retrieving that information. It was recorded. So if you're interested in getting more information about that, let me know and I'll get the recording to you. I'm Mary Gant, your photo coach, because your memories are worth preserving.
Thank you. And you're from Michigan.
From Michigan.
I forgot to ask if everybody could say where they're from. Anyway, let's go with Missy. Missy's muted. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with Natalie then, and then we'll come back to Missy when she can talk.
Good afternoon. I don't always mention it, but my husband, my brother, my nephew, my son, my brother-in-law, all were Army people. And so I am a surviving spouse of, let me see. Well, I can't think of what time he was, but it was like early 50s. I think that's Korean War era, although he was not in the war, fortunately. He couldn't see if he couldn't find his glasses on the dresser if we moved him. So I don't know how he got in the Army, but anyway, they drafted him. I am here to help you switch brands from brand X to a marvelous brand called Shackley. Get the toxins out of your home, out of your breathing space, off your skin, and nutrition that really works. I would love to meet a young mom that has a family that she would like to provide health and income for. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing about your husband too. All right, let's go with Christina.
Christina, this is me, right? Not another Christina here. Okay. I'm Christina with a K. I've been doing what I do now for almost 17 years. But I live now where I reside, I guess, is outside of a capital of Topeka, a little town called Silver Lake, Kansas. I have 3 sons. I came into what I'm doing through a job loss in 2008, so it was not planned at all. Now it's probably the best thing I did, although I've been having a lot of stuff going on called life in my life. And so the biggest people that I can help are people who have had life events, are retiring, maybe lose a job. That's not a good subject right now, I know. But basically any type of life change, getting married, getting divorced, being a caregiver. I have 3 sons, 2 are on disability, so I've been able to help them with the challenges of the disability system and getting on Medicare. Also, so I'd be happy to help.
Hey, thank you. All right, let's go back to Missy. It looks like she's unmuted now.
Sorry about that. Just before this started, my VPN crashed. So anyways, I'm Missy Newman. I'm from Texas. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. I own Coyote Bookkeeping. I combine cloud-based bookkeeping, digital document workflows, and automation tools like QuickBooks Online and secure client portals to help small businesses stay compliant, organized, and ready to scale. From financial cleanup to streamlined reporting, I bring structure to the chaos so your numbers work for you and not against you.
Okay, thank you, Missy. And let's go with Rosalind. I don't think we've met. Have you been on here before?
This is my first time, Terry. Thank you.
All right.
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I came here on an athletic scholarship to Arizona State. But I came to this group and this meeting because I spent 8 years with an Army veteran, and I learned some really amazing things about the real life of veterans, as opposed to what the media tells us that their lives are like. And I spent a lot of years volunteering to raise money for veterans to get education, once they came out of the military. Also, I was named Small Business Champion of the Year by the SBA for helping veterans to get funding for their small business. Now, today, I'm an independent commercial loan broker, but I have a special affinity for veterans. I feel like they're very adaptable. The way they endure through the challenges that small business people should expect to go through, how they grow companies and build teams, is just something that resonates with me. So I'm very supportive of veterans wanting to own businesses and create jobs for other veterans. We speak a similar language, and again, I have a lot of experience with it. So hopefully, I can be resourceful to veterans that are on the call. But any way that I can be supportive, I'm here for it.
Thank you. Now, everybody, remember, put your name, put your information in the chat, and then that way you can set up some one-to-ones. All right, I'm swinging over to the men now. I'm going to start with Timothy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Timothy Joseph. I'm an 8-year veteran of the U.S. Air Force, and I'm currently living in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. And I do anything related to a business's online presence. So either I do it myself or I can hook you up with a connection that does that. Recently met somebody who finally somebody who does social media services. So that's something I can now offer. But the primary thing that I've been pushing for the last month is a new product we launched. So it's less than a month old. And anybody who's using Calendly, HubSpot, or Constant Contact, and you're frustrated with those systems, I welcome you to try out our system, Hub One. It's designed to be a replacement for all of those systems, and we've got a new product coming out on Friday, but I guess I got a couple of seconds. So if you know anybody who's currently using advertising through Google Pay per click, we have something that blows that out of the water, much cheaper and better results. So that's coming up on Friday. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Timothy. All right, let's go to our one and only Santa Papa.
Well, we'll do this in steps here, folks, because I found the mute button and it works. So now I'll hit the timer. Hey, guys, I'm Santa Papa John, and I create happy, joyful, positive videos because we need to share a smile with people we don't know today because we never know the backstories. You know, folks, I just got another coloring book coming out, so it's a digital download, so it's easy to get to and easy to have fun. I've also got a cookbook of Santa's favorite 50 cookie recipes from the North Pole. But hey, let's talk about my other website now, the Warriors Beacon of Hope, where I am creating a website to help and support our veterans. Yes, I'm compiling a list of services that are out there to help our veterans get off the waiting list, but also meetings, because you can't find meetings unless you know someone in the club, someone in the organization that they pass it on. And then there's also the scholarships. Who needs scholarships for their children and grandchildren? So Warriors Beacon of Hope, back to you, Terry.
Thank you. Okay, let's go with Ruben.
Did you say me, Terry?
I did.
Okay, good. Guys, Ruben Carrillo here in St. Louis, Missouri. We're praying for all the people that got affected by the tornado. They really ripped up downtown. But essentially, what we're launching tomorrow is called Local Business Rising. It's created by Mark Emil. You probably know him. He's an ambassador of Alignable and a veteran. And essentially, it's to really help out local businesses have a platform of their own where they can sell their products, they can market their products, advertise their product, whatever that is, and we get paid to promote it. So if you want to know a little bit more about it, I put the time frame. It's tomorrow at 12 Central Time, 1 Eastern Time. I put the link and also the Zoom link for that meeting. If you can make it, I'd love to have you.
Thank you, Ruben. You're always knowledgeable of resources, that's for sure. Let's go with Richard.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard Brooks. I'm your visibility specialist. And if you've ever talked to your phone, talked to your computer, talked to your Alexa, and asked or searched about yourself or some other business, That's what I'm talking about. Voice search, there's over 2 billion voice searches and growing every month. I help people get registered and optimized. So people will not only find you, but they'll start calling you. Again, Richard Brooks, and my information's in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go with Mike. Want to give us a taste of what's happening?
I need to preserve the vocal cords, but yes, I'm a certified world-class speaking coach. You'll hear more about what I do, actually more about how storytelling is important for you in just a few minutes. I do want to put a few links in the chat for now. One, my storytelling workshop that's coming up this Thursday, storytelling for solopreneurs. Also a recent podcast, because I hear people talking about books. And just last week, I did a LinkedIn Live about speaking to promote your book. So if you write a book, a lot of people, what they do is, here's the book, here's the cover, let me tell you what's in it, let me give away the ending, then I'll hold the book up in front of the camera and say, please buy it. But there's a more intelligent way to promote your book in a way that your message is bigger than one book. It's bigger than your business. We had a lot of interaction, so I want to share that link in the chat along with the registration for my workshop this coming Thursday. You'll hear more in just a few minutes about how you can be a better storyteller.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go with Kurt.
The music.
Oh, keep going.
No, it's done. It's done. Go ahead, Kurt.
All right, let's go with Kurt.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for going with me. I'm here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA, and I'm a podcaster. I provide talk shows just sitting there ready and waiting for you to come on and be the show. Come be our guest. Continue this of sharing who you are, what you do, your products, your services, your company, your business journey, anything personally you want to share. And oh my goodness, it's a whole lot of fun. And you know what happens? It shoots out there to LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Spaces, Clubhouse. We get you out there far and wide because I want to make sure that everybody that I know knows you. It's a little process of co-marketing. We can produce this together and share it out to all of our reaches and just have a lot of fun and show people our energy, that the value you have to offer is worth it to them, like Richard said, to call you and contact you and do the thing with you. Back to you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go with Greg.
Hello, everyone. Greg Boone here with Boone's Farm. We help realtors improve their sleep, reduce their stress, and boost their productivity, enabling them to become game changers in their industry and close more deals. And we achieve this by leveraging a few of the products found in my dispensary, which have personally helped me improve my sleep. If you know any realtors that are struggling to get a good night's sleep and reduce their stress, please send them my way, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know about any of you, but every time I hear Boone's Farm, it reminds me back in the old days when
Strawberry Hill. Strawberry Hill.
On purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Strawberry Hill 70s, baby.
Yeah, well, we used to drink Boone's Farm.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill with Boone's Farm.
How funny. All right, we're going to go with Dennis next.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Dennis Schroeder. I live in Middle Tennessee, just about a half hour north of Nashville. I was raised in a Navy family and spent 24 years in the Army as a medical service corps officer. I started and run a nonprofit organization called the Price of Freedom Foundation that is dedicated to telling the complete life stories of those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom, our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen that died while in military service or approximate cause by their military service. And Angela, I don't know if you want me to talk about it now, but next Monday.
Well, I do have, we are going to be making an announcement at the end.
Okay, so we'll be talking about our event coming up. We're looking for folks that feel this is an important cause to assist us, join us, whatever. We can use all hands on deck to help with this mission.
Thank you, Dennis. Okay, let's go with Mark.
Okay, so my name is Mark Balin. I am a Navy veteran, as well as my father was too during World War II, and I served from 79 to 83. I'm also owner of a television network called On the Mark with MARC TV that's named after myself. And also I am the executive marketing director for 220 networks called Connect to Your City. I also am the facilitator now for Inspire.world, which is going to become the biggest fundraising organizations for all your causes, which is no cost to you whatsoever. You just go to Inspire.world and register. They'll help you build websites. They'll help create swag for you. They'll help you create a store for you so you can create money. All you have to do is push people to your websites and raise all the money you need with no cost to you whatsoever. And there's already been, I started over a couple of weeks ago with them, signed all the contracts. And now we've already done over 250 companies. They already built 50 websites in 2 weeks. So Inspire.world, change your life and change your funding.
Wow, thank you. Okay. We did have somebody in here named Oksana. Are they still there? Because they weren't showing up on my screen.
I don't see them.
Okay.
But we do have people that have joined in.
Were you moving on? Joel?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joel Hulk. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a company doing many, many things. So everybody that shared something so far, say, I want to meet with you. I want to meet with you. So there's a lot of people that I just send you a private message to get together with you. A company involved in the healthcare industry, in the financial industry, in the real estate world. I'm an author, I'm a speaker. So everybody here, I like to hug all of you and connect with you. But really what our focus is, in the nonprofit world, we have a $0 donation program. This program helping charities to raise money without asking for $1. It's easier to ask for $0 than to ask for $100. We're helping multiple charities that are in the world of helping veterans. And this has just been a privilege to be able to help veterans indirectly just by helping the nonprofit organizations to raise money with our program. I'm so happy to be here. This is a great, great group. Thank you very much for letting me share.
Okay. One of our policies says if you come in after 4:15, you will not be able to share your 60 seconds. So please put it in the chat so we can move on, so we can really get to know you, because I see 2 new people that moved here into the Zoom room. But please, we want to get to know you. All right, so let's go with Angela, our fearless leader.
So thank you all for being here today. This is just awesome to see our group getting bigger and bigger. I would love to have a one-to-one with each and every one of you and talk to you about the many aspects of my business, which goes under Starship Solutions for Businesses and Families. I teach financial education. I have tools in my resources to be able to help businesses and families, including financial education, financial services, small business loans, legal and identity theft protection, just to name a few. And I also help people who are trying to get their credit straightened out, get their credit built up. Sometimes we have to go a little deeper before we can start building your legacy and your retirement and all of that. So I can help from beginning to end. And I teach people all the things that they didn't teach us in school. So thank you so much. My information's in the chat.
Okay.
Did we get it? Okay, so we're gonna move on.
No, I didn't go, Angela.
Okay. All right. Oh, you didn't go. Oh, yeah.
I messed up. I was supposed to go next, and then you.
Go ahead.
You know us blonde women. Anyway, my name is, excuse me, my name is Terry Moore, and I'm a coach, speaker, and an author. And I help individuals and business owners remove the stuff that's holding them back, possibly for decades, so they can reach in and grab their future potential. Everyone's got a potential inside of them. I'm going to help you I'm going to pull it out by getting you out of your comfort zone. So if you know anybody that is needing breakthroughs in their life, career, relationships, please send them my way. And then also I'm a national speaker, so I am looking for speaking stages where I can go speak. It can be churches, women's retreats, conferences, Could be fundraising galas. I know I'm going to be coming to Texas soon, so I'm looking forward to that, to get some speaking engagements down there. And that's really it for me. So Angela, back to you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. No, not yet.
You don't see
Yeah,
my
I
screen?
can.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Our hero highlight today is going to be Mike McQuillen. He just sent this picture over to me. Mike, would you like to take a minute or two to tell us about your experience in the service?
Sure, it's if you don't mind me saying, it's McQuillen, but yeah, I joined the Marines in
Sorry, I
1996.
spelled it wrong. Sorry.
That's okay. I live in a country where nobody can spell my first name or pronounce my last name, and that includes my wife. So let's see. It says besides being the 1988 Schwarting Elementary School Spelling Bee champion, I was also a Marine from 1996 to 2000. If you served in the Marines, I was the last company on Paris Island not to do the Crucible. So it's right in that sweet spot. After Paris Island, I was trained at the Defense Information School, Public Affairs. Now, if we were in a tavern a few hours from now, I'd rather tell everybody I was infantry, I was this and that, machine guns. But you know what? Professionally speaking, public affairs, this is what led me to where I am now. Because is this my actual time, or is this just me introducing myself first?
Oh, no, this was just, this was a minute or two.
Okay, I see the 15-minute countdown. Uh-oh,
We'll start that
I
over.
had fireworks for my opening. Okay, so I said, yeah, 96 to 2000. I was trained at the Defense Information School, Fort Meade, Maryland. That's where our Vice President, J.D. Vance, he trained. We field dayed and we scrubbed the same tile floors in the men's room and PT'd on the same basketball court. I spent most of my time in the California desert in Barstow. And again, I'd rather say I was in the Fleet Marine Force. I'd rather say I fought the good fight. But my job is to tell the backstory and how things work behind the scenes. And in DINFOS, Defense Information School, I got a Hagerstown story for you there, Denise. 4th of July weekend. The truck broke down in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And anyway, so it was that same route on 81. But I learned while I was at DINFOS, when I wasn't escaping to Hagerstown for 4th of July weekend, that anybody can write about a train wreck. Anybody can tell a story that is sensational, where your life was in jeopardy. Anybody can tell a story where you overcame some terrible illness. Anybody can tell a story about climbing a mountain with no legs. But it takes real talent to take the day-to-day living that we all experience and make it meaningful, because that's what produces who we are. And good storytelling and good journalism comes from making what seems ordinary and making it extraordinary. That's what your audience wants. That's what your clients want. They think their life doesn't have much going, but you show through your stories that they are living an extraordinary life, even if they're not getting the attention they want. I never thought that would be my takeaway from serving in the Marines, but it is. And it's great to get together with a veterans community. So I live abroad, I live in Peru, and just to know that I'm still wanted in those United States, if not sought after, if not wanted. And also that the veteran community is still there for life. So I do, hey, and my name is spelled correctly. I filibuster just long enough. Thank you very much. Thank you for that, Angela. And I look forward to going in deeper.
Yeah, so
now you get the EN. Oh no.
We are, at least which way there is. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing so you can share your screen. But Santa Papa John, if you could put him see, 13 minutes. Can you do 15? Do 15. If you can wrap up any earlier, great. If not, but that includes Q&A.
Of course. Well, my job is to stimulate some good Q&A.
Do you need to share screen?
I will, but not immediately.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here's my 15 minutes. Cool. Martinsburg was 15 minutes away. I never thought I'd get out of there. Well, that is a story. Now, as much as I'd love to tell you my Martinsburg story and getting stranded at Sleepy Creek Campground, my girlfriend that I was with at the time, she's long out of my life, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, questions coming up in the chat we'll take care of. But really, you can see behind me what I do. But as a speaking coach, I got to say something, right? You started your own business, most likely because something went terribly wrong in your professional life, maybe even your personal life, where getting a job and going to work no longer an option. You know, the salary, benefits, paid vacation, fully stocked vending machine at the office, not anymore. The only option you had left was to jump out of the airplane and figure out how the parachute works on the way down. And that is the life of a solopreneur. Now, here's my question for you. Do you think that story has value for an audience beyond entertainment value, beyond just inspiration and motivation saying, I did it and you can do it too, but in actually promoting your business, making your brand and your business and your product and service more marketable? I would certainly hope so, or else this talk wouldn't do much. Yes, your story is valuable to promote your business if you do it the right way. And that's what we're going to do today, to find first off, to choose the right story that matters, because your personal backstory is not the same as your business backstory. How to choose the right story, also how to tell it properly by sequencing conflict. Because a story without a conflict is only a circumstance. And also the most important is where in your presentation to put that story. I'll pause for a few seconds to let you think about, how did you get into this? What got you started? Now, I'm not going to ask you to put in the chat right away, and there's a reason for it. A lot of people lead off their presentation with one of two sentences that I don't need to hear ever again. One is, let me tell you a little something about myself. Everything you say is a little something about yourself. Your tone of voice, just the fact that you're present, is a little something about yourself. But your story is something you want to build to by giving value first, and then you build up that interest in who is this person? What's up with that background? I need to know more. Once you build up the interest, then you've earned it. You've earned the right to tell that story in a way that transitions. The most important thing about your story, think about whatever got you to do what you do. There has to be some kind of conflict. And the conflict that you solve in your story has got to be the same conflict you solve for your audience and for your clients. So whatever problem you solve in your business, your story is one where you experienced the same problem. You took a long time to solve that problem, so now you're here to solve it. So if your story is, well, I went broke and I lost everything, and so now I started this direct mailing business and now I'm rich. Well, how is that going to help the client? The fact that you're getting rich off of their money. So that in itself is not the story. The story has got to be the conflict you solve in your story is that conflict you solve for somebody else. Another thing you need to know is that somewhere along this journey, you had to learn something. And here's one sentence you can write down. I'm going to put up a slide that says this later, but I like to talk first and reinforce with slides. You can be the hero of your story. You can be the one who experiences the happy ending. You can be the hero. You cannot be the guru. Meaning if your story is, and then I figured it out. Well, if you figured it out, what's the big deal? Why is this such a big story? I'll give you an example. I live in Peru, and we've got some really good avocados here. If you shop in the States, those little Mexican pine cones you call avocados, you have no idea. We've got the good stuff. So if it involves 2 ingredients or less, I'm pretty good at preparing something to eat, right? So I make some pretty good guacamole. I used to take the avocado, mush it up, and mix in the onion, and then squeeze the lemon over the top of it. And the consistency wasn't the same. Then one day I figured it out. Slice the onion first, Squeeze the lemon over the onion, then dice up the onion, mix it in with the avocado. And what that does is you get the flavor of the lemon-soaked onion, but you don't disrupt the consistency of the avocado. In other words, I figured it out all by myself. Did you just learn something? You learned about making guacamole, but is that a life lesson? Are you going to take that through is that going to, probably not. Or maybe it's a metaphor for life, but not really. In your story, somebody has got to teach you. So your audience is going to see that learning process along with the lesson that they learn. That you give them, you're going to see your learning process as well. So choose a story where the conflict is appropriate to what you do in business, and also make sure that how you learned that lesson is there. Okay, that's what story to choose. But the most important thing you need to know is how to sequence something called conflict. And it's real simple. Again, you can write this down. You're going to see a slide for it, but I'm going to say it now. Write it down, reinforce with slides. Conflict, more conflict, your conflict. Conflict, more conflict, your conflict. I'll give you an example. Think of a really popular movie, like really popular, everybody around the world, all generations. If you're alive today, you're familiar with the movie. Let's see. I'll give you a clue. Oh, no. You can play along here. Okay, a boat crashes into an
Is it
iceberg.
Moby Dick? Oh, Titanic.
Thank you very much. Good God. All right, yes, Titanic. What is the conflict in Titanic? Sorry, but people usually get that one faster. Come on now.
The boat ship sinks.
Yeah. Now first the boat hits the iceberg.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the initial conflict. Although if it is, oops, we hit an iceberg, it wouldn't be much of a story. But then the Titanic begins to sink. And that is the elevated conflict. And that creates urgency. That if we don't resolve this conflict now, something bad is going to happen. This is what most speakers are not doing when they tell stories, is to elevate that conflict. Make them say, Ruben, Sherry, you are not leaving the stage until we resolve this conflict. And that's how you get that world-class storytelling. But there's one more level. And that is, okay, for 85 years, we cared more about the ship than the people on it until the movie came out. And then we heard about the love story between Joaquin and Rosita, Jack and Rose. This is the ship going across Lake Titicaca. The internal conflict. What is the meaning behind it? Why is it important? I'll give you an example of a story for myself. I'll give you the short version, not the guacamole story. But my first job, I don't want to give too much. The whole point of the story is you don't tell too much. But think about this. Is there a more satisfying moment in your day than the minute you get in the car to go home from work? You know it. As soon as that door hits home, it's over. On the day when everything changed, I still remember that moment. When I think about it, I can still feel the breeze in my face as I put that window down. I can still see the sun setting in my rearview mirror. And I can still hear the words of the bank manager when she said to me, Mike, based on your recent work performance, the company has decided to terminate your employment. Oh, terminate? Did I just get fired? I didn't see that one coming, did you? Well, to me, it came as a shock. To her, it was a victory. We never got along. In fact, she's not even the person who hired me. So she might have sounded like a dignified manager when she said, terminate your employment. The look on her face. If you've ever worked for the Grinch, you know that look. That look that says, I finally got you, you bum. Okay, what's the conflict in this story? I got
You got fired.
I got fired. Uh-oh. Now I can solve this conflict in a second by getting another job. We need to elevate this conflict. As you can imagine, I had a lot of questions on my mind as I drove home in my brand new Ford Fusion that I had just bought to celebrate getting my first job after graduating from college. What did I do wrong? Where am I going to work now? What's the Blue Book version on this car I just bought? Now that was the real defeat. Not only losing my job, but taking the job to begin with. Caring so much about a car payment, I was willing to give up so many passions in my life. Take the abuse of an overbearing, ungrateful branch manager just for the sake of a steady paycheck. Now the paycheck is gone. You ever feel like you sold your soul, got absolutely nothing for it? Okay, let's stop right there. What is the elevated conflict? What is the urgency there?
Mike, it sounds like you're having an existential crisis. To be honest, you're questioning all your life decisions at this point. It's not just the job.
Yes. That is the internal conflict. That's the third level of conflict. The second level of conflict is I got a car to pay for. If I don't solve this now, it's going to be even worse when I'm walking down Main Street saying, oh, what do I do? So these are the levels of conflict. The initial conflict, I lost my job. Elevated conflict, I've got bills, including 58 more car payments to make. And the internal conflict is I made some bad decisions in my life to get here. I've got to right the ship. Okay, I'll give you the short version of how I solved it. I got a new job. I went to work at a gym. See, I just graduated college. I thought I was too good to go to the gym and work out and be a trainer again. But that gave me a lot of career opportunities. I paid my car off a month in advance. But the real resolution to that conflict is crossing the finish line of the Baltimore Marathon in a football stadium named after the same bank that had fired me 5 years earlier. I took my medal. Thank you. I took my medal. Look at that medal, look at that corporate logo, and I said, I got you back. And I'm nobody's bum. Now, the resolution to that story is the fact that I stepped away from prestige and went into something that was truly me, and working in the fitness industry, which is what brought me here at Fit Presenter, teaching, speaking skills to people in the fitness industry. That's expanded to other industries, but that's where I got started. Now, your origin story has the power to make that kind of impact. But the key is this. So we know what story. The conflict's got to be related to the conflict you solve in your business. And the conflict must be elevated. And if, like Rosalind said, is an existential crisis, as long as you solve that crisis and it has a happy ending, it's fair game to promote your business, as long as you do not lead your presentation with it. The acronym is AMY, A-M-Y, audience, material, then yourself. What was the first word of my presentation today? You. You started your own business because. Put the focus on them first, then give them value. And then when you've earned it, you get to tell your own story. And the resolution there is now how you resolve. And that creates the urgency for them to say, I need to get on your calendar. I need to buy this thing. I need to follow up with you. That is the sequence. Just enough time. I'm going to very quickly, you know what I'll do? Contact me and I'll send you the slides that reinforce conflict, more conflict, your conflict, etc. But if you have any stories, if you want to practice anything, if we have a little time, we can do that now. But Angela, I get you back.
Thank you so much. That was great. I wish we had more time for some practice, but yeah, Mike, you lead meetings often, right? Or workshops?
Yes, I'll be leading one this Thursday, as a matter of fact. I'll put the registration in the chat one more time.
Perfect. So I recommend that you get signed up for one of those. Thank you so much, Mike. That was very good, very interesting and thought-provoking. All right. Reach out to Mike. He's going to put his information in the chat. And I did want to let y'all know that our spotlight speakers coming up next week. We have a new plan for next week being Memorial Day. So that event here will be postponed, I guess you might say. But Ruben, you'll be on the June 2nd. And so just pay attention if you see your name up here. Mary, you're June 23rd. So we do need spotlight speakers coming up. We've got all these openings. So go on there to that website that I put in the chat and get signed up to be a spotlight speaker. Our inspirational thought was a quote by Chris Kyle. He said, "I've lived the literal meaning of the land of the free and the home of the brave. It's not corny for me. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my chest." I hope each of us here feel that. All right, now the announcement that we have, I'm going to turn this over to Dennis. Can you tell us about this? This is I don't know if this QR code will work or not, but it's the same one that's at the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
I have this slide and I have this slide, which is better?
Probably the one that has the larger QR code. I mean, what we have on the other one shows a few of the people who will be on the event. But Memorial Day is really it coincides perfectly with our mission, because our mission is to remember those and honor those who have died in military service. And so rather than trying to find an organization that we could participate with, I decided that this year we are going to do an all-day event on Memorial Day with the intention to give our audience, people who want to know more about us, to find out exactly who we are. So I will be on the entire time. I will have as guests, currently I have Josephine Amos, who's going to be speaking with us sometime in the afternoon. We're still working that time frame out. She's the daughter that was the impetus, the inspiration for the first book that we've published. I'll have Teresa Gordon on, who's the surviving daughter of a soldier who was killed in Vietnam, whose story we're working on currently. I'll have Holly Higgins, who's the mother of an Air Force EOD specialist who was killed in Afghanistan. She'll be on around 5 p.m. Central Time. Angela, we're still working out your time frame to be on. What I intend to do with this is to have this be informative and interactive. I'm using StreamYard as the platform because that really does allow folks to observe this from multiple platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. And it gives you the chance to, if you want to actually come on and participate as in this, similar to how we're doing here with the Zoom meeting, that you can. So if you want to know about me, you want to know about the volunteers, I have several of our volunteers who we're working out timelines for them to be on, to understand what motivated them to want to give their time for no compensation for this mission. We'll talk a little bit about what it costs us to do this work, and hopefully we'll get some folks that will want to support us and be able to financially afford to continue the work there. So it's a combination of honoring those whose stories we're working on, as well as our fundraiser for the year.
Okay, and I will be posting stuff about this on our Alignable group and on our Facebook group, so people will know that you can, if you have this on your schedule to come here during that time, from 3 to 4 Central Time, just plan on going there during that time, or go all day.
Long as you want to. We'll have a couple of
hours. Is it going to be?
This is virtual. The hours are going to be from 10 a.m. Central Time to 7 p.m. Central Time. And the QR code is a registration link, so that we have a sense of how many folks we should be expecting throughout the day. It doesn't break it down by hours with that, but And you should be getting a reminder too when in advance of the event. So we'd really appreciate your attendance, and you'll be able to get a more deep dive into who we are and what we do.
Great. Thank you so much, Dennis. I'm looking forward to that. Do we have any other announcements or testimonials? Dennis is putting his event registration. Do we have any events coming up that anybody wants to announce? And
I do.
Okay. Let me stop sharing so we can all see each other here.
Well, first of all, I do have a testimony because Angela and I co-hosted a event on Saturday, a women's expo, and it was phenomenal. And we had 13 speakers and learned so much about life in general from each and every excerpt speaker. But Angela put a lot of effort in, so I just want to give her an applaud for that. We are going to do another one based on popular demand that we've already had that in fall. Now, going to switch gears here. For the women that's listening, I have an event coming up next month. It's an empowerment class. It's June, oh boy, I forgot the date. June 12th. It's on that Thursday. And it's called Courage to Sparkle, Living the Life That Lights You Up. It's going to be 1 hour long, and I will have the link in it for the next meeting, so you can register. So thank you.
All right. Any other meetings? Any other events anybody wants to share, or any testimonials? And thank you, Terry, for that. Terry and I did that together, and it was a lot of fun.
I was just going to say the same. Yeah, Angela and Terry, y'all did a great job. It came together well. Everything flowed well. So,
well, our
good
speakers
job.
were awesome. Like we had Candace and Natalie, and anybody else here was. Terry was a great speaker.
Terry, yeah.
Even though he wasn't allowed to join us, he contributed the grand prize. So we gave away prizes all day. It was a lot of fun.
We gave away a vacation, guys, a vacation, thanks to Timothy. And I didn't win it, nor Angela didn't either. So that was a bummer. But
well, I don't know if you guys are eligible to win because you're hosting it.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't even put my name
on
on
there.
there.
Didn't win. I do have a testimonial for Timothy. Timothy worked with me very patiently to get me hooked up with his Hub One, the calendar link. I actually used it today. So I think it went to the right place, hopefully. But thank you, Timothy. And everyone should get on this. This is a free calendar link, and it's not just the Calendly link. It's going to do a lot of different information for us. Email automation, all kinds of different things. It's going to take a lot of load off of me. I know that. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming. Everybody give a big wave, and I'm going to stop our recording.
You didn't get a picture